Hello my viewers and welcome back to the channel. The video title of this video is about Steelers versus Bengals game preview. Okay, we're gonna go over like we usually do on the preview, positives and negatives of both teams. You know, we're gonna start off with the Bengals first, and then we're gonna later in the video talk about the keys to victory. I believe the keys to victory, and then the score prediction for this game. Okay, starting off with the Bengals. The positives, of course, Joe Burrow comes to mind right off the bat because it's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow came in the league playing very well, playing like a veteran. And like the last season he had in college, you know, was something special, something crazy, something out of this world that we haven't seen in a while from a college athlete, a college star, and well, NCAA star, you know, in football like that. And he went out there and balled out. They won a national championship. Came right to the Bengals. You know, the Bengals a situation when it was like they had a losing season because they believe they had the first pick in the draft. They drafted him, and he came in there and gave him a little juice. Now the first season, you know, he tore his ACL, I believe so. And they had a little losing record. Well, they had a bad losing record. I think they only won like 4 or 5 games. But then they went out and drafted Jamar Chase. They added those two pairs of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and it's been like a crazy dynamic duo. And you know the rest is, I guess, a little bit kind of slight history a little bit because he only been in the league. This is his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Joe Burrow is amazing. Joe Mixon is amazing. The last game he had, they played because they had a bye week last week. The man put up 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns? 158 rushing yards, I believe, and I believe he had like 50 or 60 receiving yards, so he had 200 scrimmage yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. He went out there and balled out and played very good. And he actually been very consistent over the years like that. He's been that dual threat back. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He can do some things in the passing game, and he also can run. He's very elusive, and he destroyed us that one time. Last season, a few times it destroyed us and stuff, but this season, you know, we kind of had his number a little bit when we played him the first game like that. So hopefully we can continue that. But yeah, that's a guy to get to watch out for. And then, of course, T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, those guys. Tyler Boyd is actually a Pittsburgh native. I think he went to Pittsburgh College. I think he grew up in Pittsburgh. And I thought the Steelers thought they were going to draft him. And I remember Tyler Boyd was a name that was floating around during that year, but we decided to go a different route. And now Tyler Boyd went to the Bengals, and he was a solid piece for the Bengals, and now he's kind of like that veteran presence there a little bit too. Even though he's still young, he's still that veteran presence there. Him leading the charge. He kind of like the third guy. He basically the third guy, but he's a very reliable target. On 3rd down, you go to him. You go to Tyler Boyd in the red zone. He coming down with the catch. He's gonna make the big play. And, of course, the front 7 of the Bengals is another positive as well. Hendrickson getting back there in the backfield, making some big plays without the gloves. Going out, getting back there, making big plays. And I believe the Bengals, they actually pretty good. Of course, the Panthers was a team that's not the best team in the world, but the Panthers did look a little better after putting in P.J. Walker. And they went out there and they played against the Falcons. And they beat the Falcons. I believe they beat the Falcons the second time. The first time they lost to them a little bit, but the Panthers, they're not actually completely out of it. They're not a terrible team. I know they're rebuilding, but they're still a solid team like that. So to go out there and just dominate them like that badly, and then you see like how the Bengals start killing wins by getting that pressure to the quarterback and Pratt, the linebacker Pratt, making big plays and coverage and stuff. So yeah, the front 7 is a key factor as well in some of the Bengals' success. Now going on to the negatives. Of course, the top thing on the list of the negatives for the Bengals is no Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is a very dynamic player, a very elite level player. Well, elite level player to make it. I want to say elite yet because, you know, you need more years of consistency of being great, and then you can call him elite. Like 3 years, 2-3 years like that. But this man is on his way to being very elite, like elite player because he's got that first class speed. He came in the league as like playing like a veteran. Like it's some receivers like Chris Olave. He might not put the same kind of numbers that Jamar Chase put in because he had some quarterback controversy a little bit with the team and Andy Dalton, James Winston and stuff. But Chris Olave, as you see him last week, we played against the Saints. He makes some big time catches too as well. Makes some big time catches and creating separation, and throughout the season makes some big plays. And he's probably the guy, I think. Him and Garrett Wilson are the guys that came in and feel like a veteran, and Pickens too, George Pickens as well. And then the year before that, Jamar Chase was the guy. Jamar Chase came in like a veteran, just came in and like just went out there and just dominated, played tremendously, especially in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he played tremendously as well. And he just had that speed, and he know how to use his speed. He know the timing of his routes and can just make big time plays. So having him out the field, it kind of the team still have weapons. Of course, T. Higgins is still good, Tyler Boyd is good, and then you got Hayden Hurst and stuff. That's still some great weapons. Joe Mixon and those guys. But Jamar Chase take a little factor off your offense because he out on the field, he can make the defense. They got to step back because he had that speed. He's not like he don't have that Tyreek Hill speed, but he has the Tyreek Hill like playmaking ability. He can catch the ball, catch a screen. He can go crib it and go get you 6 like that. So not having him on the field does hurt them a little bit. So, but they still, of course, they still can put up some big numbers, as you can see, as you're seeing against the Panthers what they did. But it still kind of hurts them a little bit not having them. Now moving on to the next negative thing, which is their O-line and pass blocking, really. Their O-line and pass blocking, because like I feel like Joe Burrow he gets sacked a lot. He gets sacked a lot. He get hit a lot. And I know Daniel Jones is another quarterback that get hit a lot, but Joe Burrow might be up there with them, getting hit a lot. Like every time you drop back, it's kind of, you kind of see like the pressure getting into him. And like the offensive line is good in run blocking, but in pass blocking, the offensive line still struggle. They still struggle to kind of maintain and hold the block and give Joe Burrow time to go downfield and make big time plays. Of course, Joe Burrow's an amazing player. He knows how to step up and he knows his pocket awareness. He knows how to make big time plays when the pockets start collapsing. But the offensive line is a struggle for them. As you see in week 1, my Steelers had 7 sacks against the Bengals, and then you see some teams is like getting back there and like causing a little wreaking havoc on like the Browns. What the Browns did to the Bengals went out there and just kind of like dominated them. So if you can get back there and in a pass blocking game, you know the Bengals will throw the ball a pretty good amount. I think because they have Joe Burrow out there, they have those big time receivers. Of course, they missing Jamar Chase, but they don't throw the ball a lot. So you can get your guys to get back there and attack. Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, and Larry O.G. I believe. I think he's back. Yeah, and DeMarvin Leal, he's back in practice. He's not activated yet, but he might be coming back eventually too. But just talking about this week alone, of course, T.J. Watt. You got the Cam Haywards, the Alex Highsmith, who's a player of the week, AFC player of the week last week. If you get those guys back there, they can start feasting, start making big time plays. It helps the secondary. It helps a lot. But yeah, those are the 2 negatives I believe for the Bengals. Now moving on to the Steelers positive. The Steelers positive, of course, is T.J. Watt being back on the field. T.J. Watt came in and gave the Steelers a different energy, a different element. They came out there and they was playing good. They had like a big spark, and not just the defense, but the offense. The offense was playing very good and playing very well, and everybody as a whole. And Alex Highsmith been playing good throughout the season. He's been a bright spot on that line. He was out there making plays when T.J. Watt wasn't there, and I believe he has 9.5 sacks. If I'm not mistaken. I think he had 9.5 sacks. And he's going out there, he's balling out, and he's playing very good football. So T.J. Watt being back, even though we don't, I like watching him, like he didn't lose a step. You can still slightly see. Maybe slightly. I'm gonna say about he's 95. He was 90% T.J. Watt like that, because he didn't get any sacks like that, but he did cause some crazy pressures and get in there like that. But I think this game right here, he's gonna have some. He's gonna have at least 2.5 sacks, 2.5 sacks, and I'm gonna say a forced fumble. I'm calling that right now for T.J. Watt. But the run defense looked very good. T.J. Watt came out there and he like that first drive that the Saints had. He went out there and got around and tackled Kamara and them and like getting the crowd pumped up, and then the whole team feasted off of that. And Alvin Kamara was just held to what I believe he only averaged like 3.2 yards to carry. He only had like 40. I think he had like 30 or 40 yards. He got shut down really. And the Steelers just made it. Maybe the Saints were just one dimensional, which just made them just pass the ball. And you pass the ball against the Steelers, that front seven they got, they can get home, and that's their strong suit. So we can find a way to continue that run defense and just play like that, like we did the first game against the Bengals when we shut them down and just made them throw the ball a lot. And then had Joe Burrow throw the ball 35 to 40 times like in the game, you have a better opportunity of making a big-time play because your pass rush getting there. Your star players, the players you spend the most money on the line, are getting there and making big-time plays. And, of course, the dual back, using both of the running backs was a big key factor last week. Having Najee Harris go out there, and they actually stay committed to the run. When they stay committed to the run, you see what happens. I says a lot of the different teams around the league, like the Falcons, O-line, not the best O-line, but they stay committed to the run. And there's different teams around the league that like don't have the best O-line, but they stay committed to the run. They still try to like implement that in the offense, and they just go out there and just say, hey, we're gonna run this ball. The Panthers O-line, remember Chris McCaffrey getting hit and stuff, but they traded Chris McCaffrey away. Devontae Foreman just went out there, put up 158 last week, 158 rushing yards, and then the week before that, he had 102. He just go out there and just keep getting the ball and just keep staying dedicated to the run and get your guys and instill that mindset into them and say, hey, we're gonna run this football 35 times today, and we're gonna get some push. We need you to go out there and just come on and keep trying. Don't like shy away from the run. And I feel like last week the Steelers stayed with the run, and you see what happened. 200 plus rushing yards, 217 plus rushing yards, the first ever since I think 2017, 2016 or something like that. That was a while ago, but that was great to see. And of course, another positive is it's a home game. We beat them on the road, so I believe we can do the same formula and maybe beat them at home. Now moving on to the negatives. Of course, the negatives, the main thing of the negatives is the passing attack. Kenny Pickett, he did look a little better. No turnovers, that's a plus. No turnovers is a plus, but we still got to see more. He kind of threw the ball behind a couple times. He missed Pat Freiermuth in the middle a few times and stuff. He's got to go through his reads better. I think right now he's kind of like trying to like not turn the ball over because he had a lot of turnovers earlier in the season. I think so he planned to play like kind of conservative. But still, you can still play freely, but don't play too free. There's no situation. One thing I did like about what he did last week was throw the ball away. When nothing was open, he looked around. If he couldn't get to the edge and get a few yards, he just throw the ball away. I like that he was like using his legs. He was being more patient and being more poised in the pocket and not just getting like crazy and just say, I'm gonna throw it up to somebody and see what happens. Now in the red zone, if it's one-on-one situation and you got Pat Freiermuth one-on-one or Pickens one-on-one, just throw it up to those guys. Those guys make a big time play. But it was great to see that Kenny Pickett like kind of showing maturity a little bit and showing that he's maturing a little bit in the offense, but we still got to get more out the passing game. We got to get the ball on key, on target, and make the big time throws when you need to, and finish those drives. And that leads to the next one, which is finishing drives consistently. We had a couple drives against the Saints. We actually could have put up probably 28 points or maybe 31 points against the Saints, but we kind of missed out some drives, and that due to another thing that's on here negative is just kicking the field goals. The field goals, missing those field goals, right? Missing field goals, Boswell not there. So, he had Wizard of Boz out there. He go out there and make big time kicks, and, you can trust him with the 50-plus yarders and stuff like that. But having Matthew Wright, I feel like Matthew Wright don't have the leg strength. I mean, like the leg strength to get there, like the leg power. Because, like, he'll kick it. It'll look accurate a little bit, but it's not strong enough to travel through the air, and it kind of just go to the right. And it happened multiple times. So hopefully that gets situated and get fixed. I don't know why we just didn't keep the other guy we had. He was doing pretty good. He didn't miss anything like that. That's one way to look good. But yeah, we gotta finish the drives. We gotta make the kicks, and we gotta get the passing attack going a little bit. Don't try to force the passing attack, but just get it going a little bit. Like throw on key. Open your hips up. And plant your feet. So use that footwork. You drop back and you throwing on a run. You can step up in the pocket and move, throw on the run. You feel more comfortable. I think Kenny Pickett is more comfortable throwing on the run. Get on the run, throw on the run. Play your strong suit, play your game like that. You ain't gotta be stationary and stuck like that, but just play smart and be patient. And which is when we move on to the next thing, which is the keys to the victory. Now, last game we played the Bengals, turnovers. Turnovers is a big factor. We forced with 5 turnovers against the Bengals, went out there and just dominated. But we we still scored 23 points. 23 points. We should have blew them out the water, or at least had a comfortable lead. At least be 30. It was like 30 to 20, something like that. Be like, okay, it's a comfortable lead. You can just relax and stuff. But we kind of kept them in it, and it was overtime, and we had to make a field goal and barely escape. It was a missed field goal, some crazy stuff happening. So this time, hopefully, we can capitalize on any turnovers and turn them to points, and preferably touchdowns. Hopefully, but one of the things on the list for keys to victory is keeping the offense balanced, like we did last week. I mentioned that last week. I said keep the offense balanced. We only throw the ball too many times. Now, you can run the ball more than you throw it, especially if the run is successful, because running the football always make everything easier. But keep the offense balanced. We should be mixing it up and keeping it balanced. Don't have Kenny Pickett drop back and throw the ball 45 times. That's not going to accumulate to any wins. He's not Patrick Mahomes like that. And Patrick Mahomes back there, then you can probably do whatever you want, Patrick. But until we get a Patrick Mahomes like quarterback, or he emerges to a good quarterback, we need to drop back that many times. But just keep it balanced and keep it consistent and let him learn, let him be patient and poised, and let Najee and Jaylen Warren eat. Let those guys eat. Derek White, use him out there in the fullback. I seen him last week. They used him in the fullback as a fullback more, and we seen him getting the easy first down, fourth down, I believe it was fourth down, third down, something like that. But he got the little easy 1 or 2 yards like that, and we see him being a lead blocker out there, and then George Pickens even getting the action. He knocked the 270-pound D lineman down and stuff like that. So everybody just stay committed to the run, and we can let Najee and Jaylen Warren got their eat and go open a lot up in the passing game. Open so much up in the passing game. And then moving on to the next thing, what I believe is the key to victory is, of course, like I said before, staying driven to the run and just make sure you instill that in your mindset. We're gonna run this football. We're gonna run downhill. No dancing in the backfield. No all that crazy stuff. Just get downhill and run and keep and force your will on the other team and go out there and make big time plays. And the number one thing is getting to Joe Burrow. That happened. That was the formula. And most of the time, the formula in every division game for the Steelers. That's most of the key to every win in the Steelers too. When you get to the quarterback, bad things happen for them. Good things happen for us when we get to the quarterback. You know, Lamar Jackson, we sacked him a lot of times last year. Actually, that's how he played us. We sacked him a good amount of times. Baker Mayfield, we used to destroy him. Now they got a new quarterback now. There was Brissett. I don't think we sacked Brissett, actually. We might have sacked him once or something, but we lost that. That was a bad game. We don't talk about that game. We got our revenge at the last game of the season. But the Bengals, we sacked Joe Burrow 7 times, and every time basically the division games are always going to lead to that. If we can pose our wheel on the defensive side and just go out there and just make the big time plays, get in there, getting sacks. And you know, sometimes with guys like TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith, they like to take the ball with them, so they might sack and come in with a hand and cause a strip sack, a forced fumble, or something. We go out there and make a play on it. So hopefully we can get to him and make our DB's job easier. And plus having no Jamar Chase out there make our job easier. And hopefully William Jackson play this week. I don't know if he's going to play this week or not. I haven't checked the news. But if William Jackson playing this week and Levi Wallace, he was playing last week, and he's back healthy and stuff, and with the DB's playing, KC and Minka Fitzpatrick is questionable. He might play this week. If he played, we got to get some packages of Minka and KC out there at the same time. Those guys would be some elite level coverage guys and go out there and lock some stuff up. But yeah, those are keys to victory. Getting to Burrow, staying dedicated to the run, and keeping the offense, keeping it balanced. Like, don't throw. Well, I should say more. Don't throw the ball more than you run the ball, like that. And that's the keys to formula. The formula to victory, I'm going to say. And my score prediction for this game will probably be 24-20. Steelers win 24-20. I think it'll come down to, like most of the division games come down to the we'll probably kick it. We'll probably 21-20. We'll kick a field goal, make it 24-20. And then the defense hold off in the end. Hold off, and then on 4th down or something like that, big time play, and make the stop and get the win. And we take a knee and get the win. And we go in 4-6 and head off to play the Colts next week on Monday. But yeah, I'll be live streaming this game. So come check us out. I'm live streaming this game. I'm live streaming all division games. The rest of the division games, I'm live streaming them. I'm live streaming the Raiders game. I'm live streaming the Colts game. I might live stream the Falcons and Panthers game, so you can tune in. If I do, I'll let you guys know. But that's all I got for this video. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.